Good afternoon everyone. My name is Dr. Saurabh Rai. Today we will discuss about the lecture number 2 in the fundamental of electrical and electronics engineering. So we will see the different things in the electrical and electronics engineering. In the last lecture we have seen introduction of passive and active component. We have seen resistance, inductor, capacitors, diode and transistor. So first we just recap all the lecture 1. So first we discuss about the active component. So the component which has the ability to control the direction of current, that is called active component. So type of the active components are diode as well as transistor. So diode is we have seen diode is the first semiconductor devices, that is PN junction diode, and which has the capability to direct the current in a particular direction. Coming to the transistor, that is also comes under active component, which can amplify the signal. Apart from transistor and diode, there are other component that is called passive component. And the passive component which are not able to control the flow of current. Okay, those components are like resistance, capacitors, and inductor. Okay, and we also seen what is resistance, which is opposition to the flow of current, which oppose the flow of electric current or electrons. Okay. So now in this lecture we will see the other part of unit 1, that is voltage source, current source, AC and DC signal, periodic and non-periodic state. So we will see only 3 to 4 topics in this lecture. Okay. So now let us see what is voltage source. So before means going to the voltage source definition, first what is source? Source means which is, we will see the origin. We have seen water source, then other things also in our daily life, renewable energy sources, renewable, non-renewable energy sources, means where origin or where the things is started, okay? Or who is the origin of this particular things. That's why similarly the voltage source is the origin, or it is an electronic component or circuit that provides a constant voltage out. So voltage source means that it is the source of voltage where we are providing, where this source particularly provides constant voltage. It can be battery, power supply, or a generator. So this is the one of the voltage sources. This type of things we'll see in our laboratory, where we can generate based on our requirement different voltages, like from starting from 0 volt to up to 100 volt. Based on our requirement, how much voltage is required, we can generate. Okay. So there are other type of sources also. Apart from this, in laboratory purpose, we have seen this type of battery which we are used in our daily life, in our electric vehicle or normal vehicle also, or we have seen in our USB power supply. Okay, so we have seen this type of battery. So this is also a voltage source. Okay, so it can be battery, power supply, or a generator, also one type of voltage sources. So voltage sources are essential in electronics as they provide the necessary power to operate circuit and components. They can be either DC means direct current, or AC, alternating current sources, and their voltage output can be fixed or variable depending on the specific application. So based on our application, their things are variable, either fixed or variable depending on the specific application. So these overall things comes under voltage sources. Okay. Now coming to the next point or next part, current source. Similar, whatever the earlier case we have seen voltage sources which generate voltage. Now same current source is an electric component or circuit that provide a constant current output. Earlier case constant voltage output. Now in this case constant current output. It can be used power devices or circuit that requires a specific current level. Which requires a specific current level means particular 2 ampere or 3 ampere or particular microampere, milliampere. So it provides a specific current level. Next comes to the next part. Current source can be either DC or AC, and their output can be fixed or adjustable. So current source may be DC direct current or maybe alternating current. Okay, or their output can be fixed or adjustable. They can commonly used in a variety of applications such as LED lighting, electronic control systems, and audio amplifiers. So these are the overall things comes in current source. Okay, so current source is a electronic component or circuit that provide a constant current output. Okay, one of the major important points is that it provides a constant current output. Okay, it may be used in LED lighting, electronic control system, and audio. Now coming to the AC and DC signal, we have seen alternating current and direct current. So AC means alternating current and DC means direct current. Means if you see, this is one of the AC signal. So here the current value is continuously changes. Okay, it is increases up to certain voltage, then again drop up to 0 and again negative part. So it is continuously alternating current. Okay, now coming to DC, this is DC means fixed value. Okay, so DC is a constant voltage or current that flows in one direction. Okay, so it is a constant voltage or current that flows in one direction only. But if you see the AC, so AC is a voltage or current that periodically alternate in direction and magnitude. So it periodically alternate. So here we have seen this is positive and this comes under negative. So it changes its magnitude as well as it changes its direction. This one is this particular direction, then again comes into this particular direction. So it continuously changes its direction as well as magnitude. So basically this is the two difference. One is constant voltage or current that flows in one direction, and while AC voltage or current that periodically alternates, okay, in direction and magnitude. Okay. Now DC signal are commonly used in electronic circuit to power components and are usually obtained from batteries, power supply or generator. AC signal on the other hand are used for transmitting information such as audio or video signal through a medium such as cable or a radio. So these are the basically two applications of DC signal as well as AC signal. Now comes to the next things or next another type of signal that is called periodic signal. So a periodic signal is a signal that repeats itself after a certain amount of time called the period. Means here we have seen the one periodic signal. Okay. So it repeats itself. See, it repeats itself after a certain time, amount of time, that is called period. Okay. So see, this is one type of periodic signal. Okay. So if you draw, this is this signal. So this time period is called period. Okay. So if repeat itself, so this time is called one period of this particular signal. To complete one of the cycle, the time required is called period. Periodic signal a very repetitive waveform. Repetitive waveform means it repeats itself after a certain time, and it can be expressed as a mathematical function such as sine wave, square wave, etc. Example of periodic signal include AC power supply, radio signal, and musical notes also. That also comes under periodic signal. Okay. So a periodic signal means it repeats itself after a certain amount of time called period. Okay. Now we see non-periodic signal. Non-periodic signal on the other hand does not repeat itself over time. It does not repeat itself. So if you see one of the non-periodic signal is mentioned. This is the diagram of the non-periodic signal. So it does not repeating behavior. So here there are some changes, then again there are changes, and it does not follow certain rules, or so it's does not repeat itself over time. It may be have a random or irregular waveform and cannot be represented by a mathematical function. Example of non-periodic signal including noise, speech, and digital data. Now we are speaking. That is also comes under a non-periodic signal, because our voice, then signal, everything changes in a particular moment. It does not repeat itself after a certain period of time. So it comes under non-periodic signal. Okay. So this is our overall lecture 2. We have covered 4 topics. One is voltage sources, next current sources, then AC and DC signal, and then periodic and non-periodic signal. So thank you. In the next lecture, we have seen some other points which comes under KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law, Kirchhoff current law, and star delta transformation. Okay. Thank you. Thank you everyone.